Good morning, Haps. Good morning, Haps. Good morning, Haps. Richard Roberts at Fireman Rich over there on Twitter, but here on Haps, I'm Rich Roberts. Here on the Haps for this March 7th, 2021. Current time is 05:36 a.m. Eastern Time. And yes, I do have the morning coffee here, folks. And good morning, Ann. Good morning, Ann. How you doing? And we have Joan Harris. Okay, Joan, how you doing? Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to my morning broadcast here. Getting our day started, but Ann's over there in the UK. And nice to see you, Ann. Good to see you. Just want to pop in and say hi and wish you a good day. Very good, Ann. Thank you. I'm well, thanks. How are you? I'm doing good. We're just getting our day started here. Have a little broadcast before we get a positive start to the day. And Ann she does, for all those that are watching on Twitch, YouTube Live, Twitter Live. We're on Twitter Live. And, oh, that's right. You're in Denmark. Okay. Twitter Live and a couple Periscopes and here on Haps. Ann does a great cooking show. And, oh, my God, we have Colin from the UK. He's in the UK. Good morning, Colin. Ann is over in Denmark. She does a cooking show. And Colin, he does some very interesting broadcasts here on Haps. He gives some very good insights. I'm going to leave it at that. Very good positive insights that make you think. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Colin. Great to have you here this morning on this Wednesday, hump day. We're halfway there, but this is my fourth day of a 6-day work week because I had to work Sunday for overtime and stuff. But thank you, Colin. Coffee is tasting good this morning. Tasting very good. I got to check to see if I'm on the Twitter Live. I'm on 6. I don't toggle Periscope anymore, so I got 6. So we're on Twitter Live. I figured that out. I got to manually do that. I manually do that via the web page here as far as that goes. And I caught your replay yesterday. Thank you, sir. Yes, we had actually 2 broadcasts yesterday. I'm not sure which one, the morning one or the game one, Colin, because I did do a game one. I couldn't get the little picture up that's down in it's down here in the corner. So I just played the game. It's a 20-minute game of the very first online game I have ever played on this thing called the internet. It was called Myth Soul Blighter. Myth 2, actually. And I missed the game one. Well, it's there. It's only about 20 minutes. Have a great day, everyone. I better get back to work. Okay, Ann, thank you for popping in. Always appreciated. And catch Ann on the cooking show. Ann Rush, at Ann Rush here on the Haps. She does great cooking. Makes me hungry and stuff. But let's see. Currently here in the southern tier of upstate New York, it's 45 to 46 degrees Fahrenheit. And let's see, I got the wrong tab here. Oh, there we are. So it's quite warm, Pretty soon I'll be shedding this because we'll be in the heat of summer here. But this morning the sun will be rising at 06:38, which is a little less than an hour. Actually, it's about 50 some minutes. Oh, let's see. What time's 30? Yeah, 58 minutes. 58 minutes. Less than an hour here. And the sun will be setting later today at 7:38 p.m. here in the eastern part of the United States of America here. And we got chance of showers. It was gorgeous yesterday. Simply gorgeous yesterday. Blue sky the whole day. Chance of showers 2 during the morning, followed by partly cloudy skies. Afternoon high near 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds light and variable. Chance of rain is 30%. And I do have a thought for today, and that thought for today is it's something similar to the one yesterday that we had from Wayne Gretzky. You know, the one you miss 100% of your shots you don't take. Well, this one's from Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan probably one of the all-time great basketball players in the NBA. And if you had a chance to have his rookie card is worth a lot of money. I knew somebody back way back when we first started got his rookie card, and he's got like 4 of them, and they're in mint condition, and they are priceless. But this thought is sort of along the same lines as Wayne Gretzky, and that is, what is it? I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 3,000 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. But, oh, my God, those that he did take and he made. Wow. But he goes on, I failed over and over and over again in my life. And you go, Michael Jordan? But he goes, and that is why I succeeded. So you got to take the shot. You got to get in there, take the shot. If you don't take the shot, boom, you missed. If you take the shot, does it succeed? At least you can take another shot at it. I guess that's what Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky were talking about there and stuff. And I think that's a great sports analogy there as far as that goes. And so you got to take the shot. And that's what I do every morning here on Haps is taking the shot, bringing the broadcast up here, even if it's spur of the moment for 20, 30 minutes. Say hello, good morning, have the morning coffee, and bring a little positivity. The interesting article I got here. It's interesting because it's from a country I lived in for 7 years, and we have a very good friend of ours here on Haps that lives there as well. But he is currently in Istanbul visiting his 92-year-old mother. Give Nazim a shout out here. Nazim, I've known Nazim since the Blab days, and Colin knows Nazim, a great guy. The only bad thing is he's a Miami Dolphins fan. I thought he was a Jets fan. He's a fellow New Yorker. He grew up here in New York before moving over to Italy and stuff. But he's over in Istanbul. I saw a replay of his on the Haps here just before coming online. He did a 5 to 6 minute broadcast. He's over in Istanbul. He broadcasts from Italy, and that's what this article is about. It's a real short one, but it caught my interest because the city they talk about, I visited many a time when I lived over in Italy. I was over in Italy when my first duty assignment in the United States Air Force from 78 to 1980 was over there in Italy, northern Italy, at Aviano Air Base in the province of Pordenone. And I had a chance after getting married. I was over there a second time and lived over there for 4 years. Prior to that, I think I was down in Sicily for 3 months. I think it was. I always say it's 6. It was 3 months. I was in Sicily. So I spent about 7 to 7.5 years of my 20-year career in the United States Air Force over in Italy, and I loved it. I loved it. Would love to go back there. The only thing is now going back there, they don't have the lira. They have that euro. So because when I was over there, they were still dealing with the lira. So. But Nazim is over in Istanbul. He gives some great broadcasts here on the Haps of the city of Milan, which I have visited. I've been to. I've ran in the Strada Milano back in my running days. I did a lot of running when I first was in the United States Air Force. Well, actually, coming out of high school, and I continued that running, and it got me to do a lot of traveling around on the United States Air Force. Well, the Aviano Air Base running team, and it was fun. The Strada Milano was a half marathon. It was like 12 to 13 miles through the streets of Milan, and it was great. It was great. It was a great race. Always had fun running there. And then they had the Marciatories on the Saturdays and Sundays that we used to always go to. But so Italy is a great place, and this article that I have is concerning Italy. Italy bans, now right there, I'm using the word ban. Rich, you're supposed to be talking about something positive. Let's see, we got someone from Twitch. Okay, welcome to the broadcast. Italy bans cruise ships from entire historical city of Milan, or not Milan, Venice City. I'm sorry. Italy bans cruise ships from entering historic Venice City Central. And Venice was about, let's see, it was about a 45 to 50-minute train ride south of Aviano, because Aviano sat at the Italian Prealps where I learned to ski. But Venice, we visited many a time there, and we had a great time. It's an old, I almost want to say ancient city, as far as in terms of that goes. And but Venice is, sometimes those canals can smell a little bit, but after more than 10 years of cruise ships, Nazim builds cruise ships. He designs cruise ships and stuff, and that's part of. He's an architect there that he designs and works on them for, I guess, Sir Richard there of Virgin Airlines or Ship Lines or whatever. So, while Nazim's in Istanbul, I'll be talking about Italy. I'll pick up the slack for you, Nazim. But after more than 10 years of cruise ships plowing through Venice's historical Gaducci Canal. God, I used to be able to say this when I was living in Italy, but the Gaducci Canal, that's a canal, one of the main canals there in Venice. They've been permanently banned. Italian cultural minister Dario Franciscan announced the news, stating it was in response to a request from UNESCO, whatever that represents, and describes it as a corrective decision awaiting for years. Sue, the word woman, referencing Jordan's quote, in my opinion, failure isn't why you succeed. It's what you do with those failures that makes the difference. Exactly, Sue. Thank you. That is freaking fantastic. And that can be applied to Wayne Gretzky's quote and thought for the day that we did yesterday. You missed 100% of your shots if you don't take them. So right there, failure isn't why you succeed. It's what you do with those failures. And you could say the shot's a failure, but at least you took the shot. And that's what makes the difference. Thank you, Sue. And welcome to the morning broadcast. Thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate it. We've got 9 on the eyeball just to recognize that. And if you're watching this on the replay, thank you very much. You're taking some of your time to spend here. And it's greatly appreciated, even if you pop in and pop out, just like Ann does. That's always greatly appreciated. So thank you, thank you, thank you. But Italian cultural minister Dario Franciscan announced, that the corrective action is something that's been a correct decision awaited for years. But after the 2019 collision between one of those floating cities, and that's what those cruise ships are, floating cities, and a Venetian harbor left 5 people injured. Luckily, nobody was killed. Pressure mounted to ban cruise ships from stopping in the Italian city. And they would park right next to St. Mark's Square, which they talk about in this article. They will now have to dock at the industrial port until a new solution can be found. And then the people can just boat over on smaller boats. Scientists and civil servants have argued that the wake from the huge vessels, and that's the waves that they create, which can legally enter as long as they're less than 96,000 tons, which still is a lot, have eroded the foundation of the city, which suffers regularly from flooding. And it can get flooded over there. It's actually sinking. It's been sinking for many years. The Gaducci Canal. I know I'm not saying that right. Does goes right past the iconic St. Mark's Square, or Pisa St. Marco. St. Marco Square, a great place to go. Been there many a time. There's a mess load of freaking pigeons, but the Cathedral of St. Mark's is beautiful. Inside, they have this mosaic tiling throughout the whole inside. It's a wonder to see. But the St. Mark's Square, which is a seat of Duchy of Venice when it was the most prosperous merchant republic in the world, as well as a jaw-dropping Basilisimo de San Marco. But cruise ships have not been able to enter Venice since the outbreak of COVID-19, and it seems the 2019 tourist season was the last to feature them, at least until a permanent alternative port can be found. A topic for which the government plans to hold a call for ideas. So they're looking at ideas to correct something. Very beautiful. Love Venice. One of my favorite cities. Yeah, mine too. I've been there many times. Between the 7 years over there, I probably visited at least between 50 to 100 times there. It's a fantastic city, and love it. I went to Milan. I've been to Milan. I've been to Florence. Been to was it? Oh God, what's the name of the city? It's where Romeo and Juliet took place. Never went to Pisa. Didn't go to Rome, which I regretted. I still regret because I had a chance to visit there. I drove up the coast, the west coast, which is the Adriatic side of Italy, when I was there the first time before leaving, and I drove right by Rome. I should have stopped in Rome, and I regret that because I would have loved to see the Vatican. It would have been great and stuff like that. So Venice is. Whenever I see something about Venice, it's just a great city. And if you have a chance to visit it, when I first visited, I was like, man, something stinks here. And it was the canals. The canals can get a little sketchy as far as smell, as far as that goes. But Sue, the word woman here on Haps, said it is a very beautiful city. Architectural is great as far as that goes. And is it Livorno? Romeo and Juliet? I'm not sure. Let me check that here. Romeo and Juliet story. Italian. I think it's Livorno. Let me check here. Oh, does it say which city? I can't think of the city where it took place. What city did it take place? I can't believe it's a tragic story, but the balcony, I guess what I'm getting at, when you look at the balcony, on all the shows and movies, it's a grand balcony. But it was written by William Shakespeare. And Verona, yeah, Verona. Okay, that's where it took place. I've been to Verona. I know I've been there too, visited the wall where people put their wishes. Oh, on the statue. So you know about the statue. I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to go any further there. I couldn't believe that when I saw that. But the square is very small. It's no bigger than this room. And it's just a very small balcony. But the movies that you see, it seems like grand. Yes, Verona. Yes, the statue. Yeah, you know about the statue. You got to visit Verona to see the balcony of Romeo and Juliet to understand what me and Sue is talking about, because I'm not going to go there. Oh, that's fun. And I was like, are they kidding? But yeah, you do that for you actually put your hand on Juliet's breast, I guess, and it's a bronze statue, and it's very polished on one side for good luck and stuff like that. So I guess it's just a novelty that caught on. But I was amazed by the balcony being so small because it was sort of a field trip. A professor I had when I was taking some studies when I was stationed there in Italy, Dr. Sapita, Professor Sapita. She was my English 101 and 102 professor, and she also taught architecture. So she usually would go down there on a trip with her architectural students, but she extended the visit to the English class where, you know, I grew of a fondness towards poetry again. But before going down there, she would get both classes together and watch this old Romeo and Juliet movie. And you'd have the wine, the cheese, and you're watching it, and you see this great big balcony. And it's just like, she goes, I remember her saying, just remember this part. Remember this part when we go down to Verona. And then when we go there, you know, we're just amazed at the architecture. And then when we finally get there, it's like, oh, it's just a small balcony. But then you see the statue and it's like, oh, this. So it was a fun trip. I remember that. It was very, very cool. Very small, but so charming. Exactly, Sue. Yes. The thought that Shakespeare got around like he did. Or did he? Yeah, that's the question. Did he? Yeah. There's some talk. I've heard some talk about that. But I enjoyed, you know, like I said, this article about the cruise ships. I think that's a good thing to keep the ships away. It looks very picturesque, but if it's doing damage to the city, they need to stay away. But Verona is probably about another 40-minute train ride from Venice, if I recall. But one of my fond stories there, my first visit to Venice, though, when I was just a single airman, I should say, because that's what we are in the Air Force, airmen. We took a train down there, sort of a last minute, and we're walking around. And my first impression when we finally got to St. Mark's, I'm going, wow, this is great. This is fantastic. We had fun, but we ended up missing the last train out that night. So we couldn't sleep in the train station or stay in the train station. We had to stay outside. And I remember getting it pretty cool. So there was a phone booth, and the phones over there, you got to make sure you had the Gettoni. I don't know if did you ever use the Gettoni, Sue? That's the coin that you use to, I'm age dating myself because this is back in 1978, you had to buy these coins from the bar or the bank to use the telephones over there. But this phone booth, I remember going in there and closing it. It kept me slightly warm for about 3-4 hours where I slept waiting for the train because Venice was closed down. So we just waited there, and we had to go report to duty that morning, and we just got to the fire station about like 10 minutes before the roll call. So we're that close. So that was my first trip to Venice. So it was great. And as far as that goes, so it's some very fond memories. And our good friend Nazim, who when he does his broadcasts from Milan, he shows. I guess his broadcast in Istanbul was he was walking the streets of Istanbul and very crowded. You know, if it wasn't for the mask, you wouldn't know that COVID's going on over there. But let's see. I go back to Venice in a heartbeat. Love sitting in the piazza. Never used the coins. I was there in 2009 or there. Okay, so they had the euro then. So that's the difference. Gettoni I have one that reminds me of another story. I'm not going to tell right now and stuff. Maybe another time, as far as that goes. But the Gettoni it's a round coin and it had slots in it, that you had to put into the machine to get the phone. But everybody, 2009, everybody has cell phones, so that's the thing. So the telephone booth is an extinct item. But Nazim there, he broadcasts this morning, and the streets, they have that European Italian look. architecture. So thank you, Nazim. I mentioned I typed in there watching on the replay and told him to stay safe. But he's sharing the fact that his 92-year-old mother is doing well, which is great to hear, and she's doing fine. And just the broadcast, I think it was, like I said, a 5 to 6 minute broadcast from Istanbul. It gives you an idea what Istanbul looks like, and the foods. I forget what he was talking. He's some delicacy that he has to stay away from that you can easily eat a lot of, and so we appreciate that, Nazim, especially the broadcasts also in Milan, which are greatly appreciated. So, but Italy is probably one of my favorite countries over in Europe. I love Italy, Northern Italy. If we ever hit the lottery big, I would probably get on an airplane because to go over there. I haven't been on an airplane in like 24, 25 years now. I don't like to fly. I did enough flying when I was in the Air Force, being out of the 20 years, 13 of them traveling worldwide. My mom and dad visited Istanbul. They found it fascinating. Yeah, from Nazim's broadcast from yesterday that I watched before coming on for this broadcast, it does look very interesting. The streets, walking the streets, it reminds me of there's one city over there, what used to be Yugoslavia. Now I think it's Bosnia-Herzegovina. The city of Dubrovnik. You walk through these streets and you feel like you're back in the medieval times, with the cobble streets and all that, and the shops. So that's what it looked like in Istanbul, where Nazim was broadcasting from. So I never made it to Turkey. I've been to Italy, of course, lived there, been to Spain, been to Greece, went through Austria, up to Germany. Wasn't really impressed with Germany. Austria is gorgeous. Austria is really gorgeous. Yugoslavia, when it was all one country. So I had my share of Europe as far as that goes, and I liked it. I enjoyed it. The missus, after we got married, we spent 4 years back over my second time there at Aviano Air Base, and we enjoyed it very much. And now, as compared to our last duty assignment, which was over in Yokota, Japan, that took a little getting used to as far as the Japanese culture there. But once we moved on base, what we called Little America, it was okay. So we did quite a bit of traveling when I was in. So, and I like remembering. I lived for a year in Austria outside Vienna in 1993. Yeah. Oh, wow. Austria is gorgeous, Sue. Austria, we drove up there through Austria to visit my sister who was in the United States Army. She's stationed up there in Worms, which is outside Augsburg, Germany, and which had a nice zoo up there. And it was a very fun trip. I remember coming up to the border from Italy to Austria. I had my international passport, my international driver's license, and I wanted to get the stamp on my passport. And as I drove up, the guards there, we had over there, they had special. If the vehicle I drove, it had like what was known as a white AFI plate that identified you as military. You're assigned to a base, and they just waved me through. And I'm like, oh, I stopped. I said stamp, and the guy said, no, you go. It's like I never got stamped. They just waved me through. He said, that stupid American, let's get him out of here. So Boogie's on my lap here. So some fond memories when I'd start talking about Italy. So it's very nice there as far as it goes. But traveling now can be a pain in the butt with this COVID and stuff like that. But Nazim didn't say how the trip was going over there. So, but anyway, we are pushing 30 minutes, so I could continue talking. I got Buggy here, one of 6 cats on my lap here. You okay, Buggy? You being nice? Okay, you being a good girl. All right, folks. Ann, Colin, Sue, thank you for chiming in here on the chat here on Haps, and those people that are over there on Twitch, YouTube Live, and yeah, great chatting with you, Sue. And thank you for your input there on Verona. Well, I always remember the statue now. Somebody actually has been there. I think you're the first person that's actually, when you said statue, I think we knew what each other meant. Love the statue. But thank you, Sue, for taking part. But the people there on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter Live, and Facebook, I'm talking to some good friends here on Haps that are broadcasters, and we're having a good chat here and all that. So it's very great being here. So thank you very much for taking part. We got 28 on the eyeball. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. And we're going to go ahead and maybe refresh the coffee before getting our day started here. But we'll talk to you in the next broadcast here on the Haps. You can follow me over there on Twitter at Fireman Rich in the meantime. So that's where I post everything, and I post whatever's posted on Twitter is posted on other places here. Just Google at Fireman Rich and you'll see where I'm at. But I'm here on the Haps as Richard Roberts. Okay? Come to the Haps, folks. All right, y'all have a great one today. Live life, have fun. Ciao for now. And take care, folks, on this big blue marble. Ciao for now. Live life, have fun. Ciao for now, and peace. Thank you.